Furious Slash, 1700. It's interesting that all these special moves, like these ultimate moves, say that they cost 100, but they don't take 100 of any resource to fire them. Disintegrator, the Ever-Forgetter, Ruthless Mech... Wait, what? Okay, we just got like 3 weapons, and 2 of them were for the same person. Mission accomplished. That was the last of the Soulless in this area. Morkoth is completely on its own. The rest is up to the Phoenixes in the shadows. What is going on? What is going on? As soon as I said it, he said it. I just realized I've accidentally moved the camera. There we go. It's originating from a French special budget. I recommend Reaper. I played White Mage FF14 and other like smashing things. White Mage and FF14. I haven't played FF14. So one unique thing about Guild Wars 2 is almost any of the classes has a healing build. Like nearly every single class has a healing build. Druid is my favorite to play. I will say it was a major balance patch which changed a lot of skills just like a week ago. So there's a lot of like new guides and new information coming out, like new builds being discovered, stuff like that. So it's kind of like we're in like a transitionary period. So you'll definitely see a lot of that if you're following like community videos and things like that. Sparadap, which is Band-Aid in English, is like the main comic relief of the show, even though every character is kind of stupid in their own way. I like Ranger quite a bit. I also like Necro. I'm about to check out... Oh, I should say Druid is a type of Ranger, because if you don't know about elite specializations yet. To free up shared inventory slot from the X-Pack pre-order, I just made an Elementalist Asura named Smalthazar. It looks as though the Dark Canker is being sucked through the rift. Gather around me. I'll deploy my telekinesis to protect us. Seems to be over. Time to go see what's happened. Deploy my telekinesis. I mean, I suppose if you could telekinetically just push outward in every direction, that would be a shield, I guess. I never really thought about that. Go no further. All of the Dark Canker released by the Soulless has concentrated around this keep. A keep? I remember no such building on the edge of Ark's Rift. We prevented Morkoth from completely reopening the rift by tearing the shards of the Stone of Ages from his grasp, but he still managed to raise this keep out of the depths. What happened to Morkoth? He took refuge inside the castle. We tried to pursue him, but the concentration of Dark Canker swirling around the keep was too great. Until some antidote is found to counter this evil, Morkoth will remain untouchable. We have good reason to believe that Dortos is also inside. With the Ark's Rift only partially reopened, it will take time for him to accumulate enough void mana to launch his offensive. The priority is to develop an antidote to Dark Canker. 2 renowned alchemists are on the verge of achieving this. Oh no, is it those jerk alchemists? If they succeed, the greatest champions of this world will be able to brave the untold perils of this keep and confront the Void Source and his most loyal servitors. We will stand by these heroes and together we will preserve the balance of the moon. If there yet remains hope, it is largely thanks to you, Elydrians. Here's a modest reward for bravery, make good use of it. Durability Totem, Poison card. The Dark Canker will not infect many more people now that it is massed here, and without Morkoth, the Soulless will find it difficult to unite. Our mission's over. I'm returning to Centralis to report to Emperor King Lucans. We will surely meet again there. Story arc complete, Dark Canker. Oh, okay. Is that all? Doesn't she launch a quest to help Bartumulius and Nostaria make the antidote to the Dark Canker? Oh, for crying out loud, I never want to see those two again. I know it. This MMO has stacks of storylines. We don't need to do them all to level to 100. Whichever route we chose, we'll get the antidote sooner or later. I just looked up this instance. This is Doritos Keep, and it's for Elite Horizon 4.2 players. This means it's not enough to be level 100. Ivy was talking about classes, leggy gear, and lots of other stuff that made me green with envy. I guess we just come back here when we finished everything. Can't wait. By the way, since we're all feeling super hyped, we should do the 3rd floor of the Galamadria Booyak Tower. I still need to equip the equipment that I just got. I take it Particio is in this game. Oh boy. I have not run into him. Let's see. How do I know who's... Let's see. Thanks for the explanation on boons. How do I know who's providing what? What I mean is, let's say I have a heal firebrand. I know he does heal. I don't know what else he provides. So I boosted a Guardian Max Firebrand for that. Is it just like basic game knowledge, or should I ask them? Like what heal firebrand, quick firebrand, hand provide besides heal quick or a lag? Hey Slugger. Okay, so good question. So, right now, within the community of Guild Wars 2, it is assumed that anyone who is a healer support provides Fury, Swift, Regen, 25 Might. And then Quick or Alack. Beyond that, there's a little bit of, like, you know, practice involved. Like, Firebrands provide quickness. Heralds are quick. Let's see, what is it? Mechanist is Alack. Spectre is Alack. Druid is Alack, although I hate what they did to Druid Alacrity, so of course I've been playing that new weird build. But, yeah, it's weird. Then there's, for DPS builds, Bladesworn can do Alack. Berserker and Untamed can do quick, but it's janky. Getting help next patch. The upcoming patch is going to help them with that. So there's a measure of just practice, right? Like over time you learn, like, oh, Firebrand can provide quickness if they know what they're doing. So yeah, there is a bit of just, like, you know, memorizing stuff. Can I mine this? No. All right, really quick. What am I supposed to do? I need to go to the tower. Okay. Oh wait, the gear upgrades. The gear upgrades. Ruthless Mecha. So that's a two-hander, right? Yeah, okay, so if I equip Plasma Screen, what about Disintegrator? Insufficient level. So Mecha is like one of those mech suits. We could try that out. The Ever Forgetter. Axe Blow and Counter. So it's a higher level item, but it's a one-hander. Was that critical? Okay, he can have that, I guess. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. So let me go up here. Let's see, attack all enemies with exoskeleton. Provoke an enemy. Heavily strikes an enemy, inflicting stun. OP impact. The skill just says OP on it. Hi everyone. Hi Delena. Harbinger's quickness as well. Yes, Harbinger is a DPS that provides quickness. Tempest is a DPS and heal a lack. Yes, yes it is. Yep. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. We've got a quest to kill Rolobors, apparently. This game looks cute. When did it come out? On Steam, like a week ago. It's coming to consoles soonish, though. I don't have the exact date in front of me, but I know that's it's coming to consoles soon. Like, are you taking the Alack talent instead of the Blast Heals in your solo heal raids? No, Kermadurg, I have not. Now, I'm getting a lot of flack for that. A lot of people, you know, in the try-hard community don't like it, but what I've been trying to do in the solo heal raids, so, oh god. Alright, I'm trying to break this down real quick. The type of gameplay, the rotation, the way you have to play Druid with the new way of doing Alacrity is extremely unfun for me. Like, my brain does not make the happy you're playing a game chemicals while I am doing that. Like, I would rather, if I have to join a group and provide Alacrity, I'll log on to my Mechanist. The Druid Alac thing now is so unfun for me, I'd rather just not play my Druid if I have to do that, or not play Guild Wars 2. So I was like, well, let's look at this other trait, Lingering Light, that just gives you massive increases to healing instead of Alacrity. And I was like, well, a lot of people are like, okay, well, if you have to bring an extra person to give Alacrity, you're a detriment to the raid. So I was like, well, what if I'm the only healer? And that's what started the entire experiment. So I've been trying 1 heal, 9 DPS, but 2 of the DPS are giving Alacrity and 2 of them are giving Quickness. That's how it all started. So all of my experiments with this all stemmed from me hating what they did to the Druid gameplay. I wish there was like a low-level area I could like level my gathering skills and stuff. I just cannot gather anything. Elaborate on these happier playing a game killers. What are they? Whatever your brain makes that as you enjoy video games, I don't get it when I play a Black Druid. Now, I mean, at the same time, I want to be very clear. I don't want to drag down a group and just like be dead weight. I just want to have fun. That's it. Like, if it gets to a point where there is no longer a class that I can play in Guild Wars 2 and have fun, I would find another game, you know? But right now, I'm trying to kind of salvage what's been my favorite class for years and find a way to play it that still makes me happy. But at the same time, be able to do, like, you know, good content and stuff. Can't get that. Too high level. Herbalist 6. Play Guardian. I've considered trying it. I avoided it for years because it was OP and I didn't want to be a part of that. Like for 5 years, Firebrand was just bustedly OP compared to everybody else leading up to End of Dragons. And I just didn't want to be involved in that. But I don't know. Might have to try it out. I've truly never played it outside of making like the LI guides. What you said about ANET helping Berserker next patch, is it just quick or are they helping the class overall? If you do, okay, I've got a command set up. If you do, hang on. If you do !patch, a link to the upcoming patch notes will pop into the chat. You can click that link and read it. I think they were doing something to Berserker. I know they're doing something for Untamed. I might have been wrong on the Berserker thing. There's 3 copper nodes on this little stretch, which helps. Mine are 6. Welcome to the Tower of Legacy Elydrians. I sense you have gained a lot of experience since we last met. It is time to instruct you further in the history of Olydri. The 3rd floor awaits you. Alright, so... Are you button smashing on gathering? It encourages you to. So like when you mine the copper, when you're mining specifically, not fishing, not gathering, when you mine, as you smash the key, that bar fills up and you get more stuff. So like by default you get 1 or 2 copper. If you button smash you get like 5. So they very much want you to. Alright, so we're reliving a bit of the past now for this, to be able to break through level 30. I recognize this place. Surely this is Spindlegrist Forest. Apparently so. Let's talk to that NPC and see what we should expect. Hey, does he have animal ears, or is that part of his hat? Good morrow, my worthy gentlefolk. I am he they named Patachop. My calling bids me study pets across the entire globe. I inscribe them in an encyclopedia. I am only supposed to observe them, but one species is almost extinct when I have but to stretch out my hand and save it. The lowly beast of which I speak is called the smorbiff. It is somewhat harmless. Well, oh, is he going to save them from extinction? Because in our time, they're common. It is somewhat harmless, and therein lies the rub. This charming little creature is naught but predators. It is terrible. Yet, have I chanced upon a secret place devoid of fauna and luxuriant in its flora. This, then, should prove the ideal place for them to proliferate in peace. Before it is too late, would you kindly aid me by laying hands upon 2 smorbiffs of each hue as inscribed upon this list? Quest accepted. That's so nice. Till we meet again, kind gentle folk. An instance with pets in, I may die of uber cuteness. Is that the same pet guy from the beginning? I'm not sure. I do recognize this area, though. Oh, got a wolf! Oh, these are not low level. Okay, well, I should have done taunt then. I wasn't sure if these were going to be like the level 5 Grey Lopines that I fought. IMO, the changes Firebrand last year put in a good space, but the thing that you have to note with it is going into your tomes only grants yourself quickness, and it makes you think you have 100% quick time, and you slack on the quick abilities a bit, and you have to snap out of that thought. Even then, though, isn't there like a one mantra that if you do that, it covers most of the quickness uptime on allies by just using like one specific mantra off cooldown? Oh, that's the wrong skill. Dang it. With the mech suit, the buttons are slightly shifted and in a different space. I gotta break out of that habit. Okay, nice. The shield turret blocked that. Good morning, Muckabibos. Hey, Smashy. I just looked at the balance patch there. Change of quick contain, but no mention of Berserker. My apologies. I might have been mistaken on that one. Luckily, we had the patch notes. It's kind of surreal seeing all the quick-like discords of someone who started playing less than a year ago has no concept of team building. So, Dylana, there's a few different things going on. Yeah, and everybody, of course, has different opinions, and I try to just make it very clear that, like, when I share something like, oh, this is just what I think, this isn't, like, fact, right? So, for example, one of the things that I think is an issue right now... Oh, 2 of them dodged it, gross. Is... A Bladesworn can click one button every 10 to 20 seconds, and their group has Alacrity, and it hits 600 range. A Druid, each time a Druid gives Alacrity, it lasts 0.75 seconds. So you have to, like, you have to apply it, like, just carpal tunnel apply it, and just do it like crazy, and it also hits a 240 range around you. So you gotta pack together like sardines, and then just like spam abilities to stack it up. And then, you know, your reward for that is you could stop spamming abilities for a few seconds, and then you gotta do it again. And then in the next patch, what we're supposed to be grateful for is they're buffing it from 0.75 to 1. So with concentration, it's going from 1.5 seconds per application to 2 seconds per application. So, yeah, so the duration of it, the duration of it being applied, god dang it, I'm sorry, I can't talk. The duration of it when it's applied, the range of the effect when it's applied, and the method it's applied. On Bladesworn, it's just whenever they slash. On a Druid, it's whenever you hit someone with your big heals. So I have to waste my big heals when you don't need it to give you the buff.
Yeah, I was playing Weaver Alec the other day, and that only hits 360 range and you have to spam your ambush skills.
Yeah, so the range, the duration, and the method are not equal across the classes. Bladesworn, Bladesworn just got Alacrity, but I love how they did it. I do. Harbinger, as long as they're in Shroud, they pulse quickness out of them like every 2 seconds or something. Might be every 3 seconds, but they literally just pulse it. So like 80% of the time they're in combat, they're in Shroud. So like 80% of the time, they just pulse the alacrity. That's great. That's awesome. More of that, please. But then you've got Druid that is going through this 42-step rotation to give you alacrity if you're standing on top of his head. And it's just like, there's just major inequality. And that's, for me, the big point of discussion. Also, Weaver ambush skills? What are you talking about? Weaver ambush skills? There's some small biffs up here. Let's do... Wait, do I have taunt up? I do have taunt up. Alright, let's shield her. They have similar symbols. I'm not an idiot, I swear. But, you know, for me right now, obviously, I don't know every single class, like, fluently, right? There's 27 elite specs. I don't play all of them. I know a few of them fluently. I know Druid the best. My concerns right this second is the method of providing alacrity is awful. The duration's bad. The range of the application is awful. And also, there's a few other things. Like, for example, providing protection to a group before the most recent patch used to be 1 click per fight. Vigor was 1 click per fight. Now, protection is like 5 clicks per 10 seconds. And also, Vigor is not possible to keep up on the parties anymore. We lost that. And also, to keep prod up, I have to constantly be pet swapping and burning pet skills. So I can no longer save a good ability for when I need it. Like, you know, the baby turtle has a shield that blocks projectiles. I can't save that for when I need to block projectiles. I cannot save the Fangdabogus pull for when I need a pull. I cannot save the Jacaranda's root for when we need a root. I have to just burn all these skills off cooldown, which just doesn't feel good. So there's a whole lot of, like, I have skills that are perfect for this situation, but I never have them up for that situation because I'm wasting them all to give you boons. Bravado. What's your second best class if Druid becomes too obnoxious to play? My second most played class is Engineer. Specifically... Oh, I'm out of rage. I can't do that skill right now. I love playing Scrapper and... Nice crit. I love playing Scrapper and Mechanist. I'm not a big enjoyer of Hollowsmith. So Scrapper support and Mechanist support are my second behind Druid. But Druid is absolutely my favorite. Druid just has a very nice mix of, like... good healing, good boons, and the ability to revive people if things go wrong. Mechanist does not have any of the ability to revive people if things go wrong. Scrapper has a function gyro, which is good, but it does not have a pet that's helping out, which has certain strengths, and also I have fun as a pet class. So Mechanist and Druid are pet classes. Mechanist has no revives. And there's some people on the forums, and again, this is all just taste, right? Some people on the forums are like, look, I don't want my quickness or alacrity to just be change one trait and then do the same thing. I want it to be like a different rotation. They're like, it's boring if you're just hitting the exact same keys. And like, I don't agree with that, but I think that's fair feedback, right? I think that's completely fair feedback. But there's a line somewhere between doing a different rotation and I have to do 5 different things to keep prod up, 4 different things to keep vigor up, 2 different things to keep regen and swiftness up, constantly burn pet swaps, burn big heals, and stand on top of your head to keep alacrity up. Like, oh my god, like there's a limit. Are they taunted right now? Yes, they are. All right, shield that ally. Let's use Flaming Cone. Ooh, good crit on the back one. Good afternoon, beautiful people. Hey, Zerby. Turned a druid into a one-person band piano. Yeah. But as an example of what druid can do when it's kind of working out, I've solo healed wings 1 through 4 raids so far, which is not like game breaking. There's tons of people, well, not tons, there's quite a few like you're really high in people that do that, but among the player base, that's like 0.1% of players have done that. And in my time doing that, on Slothosaur is a raid boss that is often referred to as a pug killer. Lots of pickup groups struggle with Slothosaur. We one-shot it with me solo healing, but I had 17 revives. I could not have done that on Mechanist. Even if I had the healing output, even if I was putting out the same healing numbers on Mech, I couldn't have done that because my druid was able to do it while also reviving 17 people that made mistakes. So it's very much my class. By the way, you see the green exclamation point on the minimap? I have no idea what that is. It's near the top right. I just see that sometimes. No clue what that is. Projectors to provoke. Landed all of them. Oh, it's so nice not fighting those bats that were constantly evading everything. Tried out Mech recently. It has no right giving out that much alack while AFK. I totally understand that sentiment after playing like Druid, but I gotta say, I'm not mad at alack. I'm envious. Sorry, I'm not mad at like Mechanist. I'm not saying nerf Mechanist. I'm saying please let other classes give a boon while being that chill. Like, let us focus on the fight, not focus, like, the fight and the health bars and the stuff like that. Why do we have to also focus on maintaining the buffs? Now, I mean, and that, at that point, the discussion is going into game design. Hold on, we have taunt up. Okay, so let's do shield. Like, in World of Warcraft, you just applied the buffs before the fight, and that was the end of it. Also, if they increase the radius of boons and some of the heals, we wouldn't have the whole meta. Now, this has never super bothered me, but the more I think about it, the more I think, like, we should get rid of this. You know how, like, when you're doing a world boss in Guild Wars 2, you've got, like, a whole pile of people just standing all in one spot, like, just hitting the... Usually, if you got a dragon, they're all hitting it in the front left leg. If you zoom out and show someone else Guild Wars 2 and they just see a mob of 100 people slashing at a toe, don't you think they might be like, this MMO looks kind of stupid? Like, even if we're having a blast, don't they might think that, right? In World of Warcraft, you got people spread out like fireballs and arrows coming in from all sides. It actually looks like a battle. But we have to all stand on a dime because of heals and boons. Like, if they extended the range of heals and boons, we wouldn't have to have the people with longbows and rifles standing on top of the people with swords and daggers. And again, it's not something I'd really thought about until recently, but now I'm just like, yo, that would be awesome if they would just just increase the range of boons to like freaking 1500. As long as you're like within the same zip code of your allies, let them have the buffs. It's fine. I did have someone tell me maybe it's for server costs. They said it might be that if you are, like, if the server is having to do checks at that distance, that it might, you know, be, like, more taxing on the server. And if that's the case, then my response is, then why do you have Druid providing a lack every 0.75 second applications? That has to be rough on the server. Just do a 20-second